G'day everyone, this is Josh and welcome back to another video and another one that we're going to be trying out for, because today we're going to be trying this Alfa Romeo on F1 22. This is not a 22 livery, this is the 2023 livery owned by Alfa Romeo, and they did that as in the trailer for this one, when you can literally drive the 2023 Alfa Romeo car driven by Valtteri Bottas and Guan Yu Zhou for this upcoming 2023 seasons. So I did have a go with it, and turns out already it looks fun to drive already, especially when you're on the wheel and a little bit on control of this one. But sometimes already when you're getting handling on this car, this one is so good to drive already. I tried this myself already, and it was absolutely incredible to drive already for this one. I recommend you go check it out for this one and try this out already, because I think this one is going to be fittable to drive and pretty much fittable to like some other stuffs, which you probably got to be managing about it. So anyway, I did 3 tracks already that I did try to race this one, because firstly I did Monza for the Italian Grand Prix, Imola for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, and Brazil in the wet for the Brazilian Grand Prix. I did try those 3, and all of them already for this one are pretty tough already to drive, plus already for this one, some of them are challenging, and mostly I just like try to drive this one now. And that's pretty much it already for this one. So I did a few laps already for this one, which you will see the setups, and I will show you the what ranking I was in and what lap time I did to set my fastest times. The last one already was a bit buggy for this one now, and it wouldn't allow me to like complete my lap already. I don't know where I just got a validator or something with this one, but it wouldn't even register my lap, which I don't get it. But anyway, we're gonna move on for this one. So Monza, it's good already for this one of the first 2 chicanes. You just had to find a way for this one to get your throttling for this one. I did try with no assist, because last time I did it with a traction control, fully traction control. Now this time I use no traction control. And I'm not gonna lie, it's tough already for this one, because normally I go like halfway until like when you reach the straights, you go full throttle. When I reach this one, I have to ease it. It's tough already on a controller, but if you're on the wheel, I think it's more easier if you ease it this one. And I think it's way easier for that. So pretty good job already for this one. And coming across the line after the Parabolica, and we're going to cross the line, and the lap time we did already was a 1 minute 20.1, and it's not about lap already the what I just did compared to like some others already. So you see here we have Veloce, I don't know how you pronounce his name, top the time in a row with a 1:18.6. Really top the time on a race for this one. So we're just literally ranking into like the 200th or the top 300th for some reasons. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good for this one. And somehow, I don't know how I accept Mad Dots as a friend request. So here's what I did with the setup. So I did 2-0 wings on the both front and rear. And yeah, the throttle wise, I did a 55, and the other one I did a 50. I did a minus 2.50, and the others I just did those. And the suspensions I did 11.1, 11.1, 11.5. And the brakes, where we get to the point, I did 100%, and the other one was a 51%. And the tires, low on the fronts and high on the rears. That's what I just did in the testing. This one, what I just did. Now we're going to move to Imola. Great tracks here are the Italian race. I wish it could happen in Gran Turismo when it comes up already, and it will shows up as Imola for the first time. We're going to be seeing this track for the first time. I don't know whether the last time where Imola has actually updated until just before F1 released the update of it and put Imola on it. The last time it just put it up there was Project Cars, and I think I remember this track. Is because it used to be for group for GT3 cars. I always like to say group cars because I play Gran Turismo a lot. So it used to be like Project Cars where the GT3s I had to drive around the tracks or junior Formula cars, like say for example the Formula Rookies, the Formula whatever it was, and yeah, it's literally not bad track already for this one. It's pretty cool to drive there and to have a testing with it and to have a race there with a bunch of few friends on online, and yeah, it's pretty easy to drive already for this one. So as you can see here for this one, we just did a consistent lap times, and all this like struggling that I had did done already for this one was the final corner. You had to shift up to fifth gear for this one very quickly, just a short shift halfway through, just like a halfway in the apex, just like on the apex already. And we did hit a 16.2, which is further up already for this one, which is a good thing already because I did set lap times and tried out already for this one, which is a good thing for this one, and kind of like that car. And some of those already for this one didn't use setups, and mostly would use setups, mostly using this assist, and some of those just using no assist, like what I just have here. You see, I have no assist on me, and that's pretty cool to see about this one. Here's the setups I've been using in Imola. It's a dry setup array for this one, so I've been using the I don't know if this one. I was just using setups already to try to go quicker for this one because that's what I normally do on like the past F1 games. I try to find a good setup and then go quicker so I can just try win races. Unfortunately, in my league racing, I've literally done like 6 wins in total, and nothing has been changed ever since. What I just not doing like league racing anymore. So now we're gonna hop into Brazil, which is a very wet race. And this is part of like my testing, so I need to test out the wet weather systems on F1 just before the F1 23 came. But this car right there and the track itself in the tricky wet conditions is literally the best combo you can possibly try for this one. Some people will say try Spa wet conditions on F1 2023 preview for this one. A lot of people want to try that one out, but I would not recommend that. I'd recommend Brazil wets. It's a pretty good combo for this one, and it's a pretty good track to drive at this track today, and it's pretty good for that. I did try this one out, and it's really fun to drive. Love that track, love that weather conditions, and also I want to try that one on Gran Turismo for this one if I want to do that. Probably I'll just put the Super Formulas up there and probably do that. The only thing I may be struggling for this one was the throttle controls. The throttle controls, I could not do anything from it. This one, it's just like I have to be a lot more easing on the throttles and a lot more easing on the brakes. That's a big one I have literally tried already for this one. And most of this times already for this one, I did try it and it failed. And most of those times already, I just actually spun out. So this one right here, it's kind of different compared to like some others already for this one. As you can see here, we just hit a 119, but somehow my lap time has not been registered. So for all this time, my lap time has not been registered, and it would not allowed my lap time and put it into the leaderboard. Because see, like I would have been 23rd. If my lap time was allowed, I would have been 23rd, just behind Nerdin or Nerd 11 for some reason, sorry, but just ahead of Butter Boy. So, yeah, I would have been 23rd if my lap time was registered, but it wasn't. It wasn't even registered at all for this one, which just makes no sense already. So the setup wise I did use was a lot already for this one. Some of those already I just borrowed it from like someone else already who was top the time, and somehow those setups already are pretty freaking good already for this one. So it's a lot to try and to drive for, but in the meantime, I think it's pretty good for this one to do those setups before you head out on track. And some of these times already for this one, I don't use setups already, but in Gran Turismo for this one, I always try to find the brake ballast, and there was a setup already because you have to find the brake balance of where you want to go. It's gone from like 0 to -5 or 0 to 5, whatever you want to do. But for me, I always put a -3 on my Chevrolet Corvette because my front tires are absolutely freaking dead at this stage already for this one when I did that race. And the only reason I put a brackets already in my last video was just put disappointed. It's because no points were added. There was some switch of a tracks already for this one halfway through the rounds already, and we're on the first round already for this one. So I'm recording this it's just like 2 days after the Manufacturers Cup was ended, and no points were there. No one else knows where they were in the standings. No manufacturers' points were there. No one else noticed, and it was probably, if I'm not mistaken, it's probably one of the worst rounds we've ever tried already, or should I say, I tried, but it's probably the worst. So if many people would agree with me, just let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll probably just check it out already for this one. So thank you guys so much for tuning in already. I know it was a quick one, but I just need to get this like video sorted and like short as possible, because I always uploaded it for like a lot longer already and just trying to make good content for this one. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time for a brand new video on F1 22. Peace, guys.